Did that right there. And we're gonna now today I was actually funny that you would talk about this, is particularly about blind and those that will not listen. And then I was looking, I was searching the internet yesterday, just doing my normal practice. I practice different things from different places. And so I came across this information that I think is going to greatly help your caricature drawing. And what this is a sheet that's used by hair or beauticians. And what it does is it identifies the face shapes in a simple form so that you know what to look for and kind of like directions on how to draw that face. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have different faces. You have, your triangle, your circle, your heart shape, and then we have your square shaped faces, oblong, diamond, and then this one is your oval shape. These encompass every single last head shape. Okay. So
Yep.
they and very similar to the basic shapes. I want to go to some actual faces here. Okay.
Can
So
I show what I did? I think that you'll see that I've made progress.
okay, hold it up just a little bit. Yes. Yes. Still
Can you
yes, it's
can
a
you see that I was using your generalities and the eyes and the
yes.
nose
And that
and
so
the,
the eyes and the mouth, they look more they look less portraity and
yeah,
more toward cartoons.
yeah,
Yes.
and this and I felt it when I drew it, especially the hair on this one.
Oh yes, yes, yes. It's getting. I can tell it now. Yes, definitely. That was really good. Wow, I'm
So
impressed.
and you said that you I went to a Polish restaurant, being part Polish, and
Mm-hmm.
asked the owner if I could draw her, and she said, "Oh yes." And so then I heard you say that that's how you got started doing your doing it as a business, was that you asked someone at a business if you could draw them.
Mm-hmm. This
And
is exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think with this drawing right here, I might dare to do it.
Yeah, I think that that's an awesome. I think that's an awesome idea. It's like this. I think there's something that you were saying about you saying that if your mind tells you you can't paint, by all means paint, and then
Yep.
you'll silence it. Well, it's the same thing with starting to draw a caricature somewhere. I can't do it. I'm scared, or I can't do this. I can't do this. Well, then do it, and then eventually you'll be like, you'll forget that you said that you couldn't do it. It just you have to just put it in action. And so
Yep.
that's really how I got started in this. So let me give you first I'm going to start with this particular face here. We're just going to look at it and look at some characteristics. Now, this shape right here is clearly going to be see how she has very strong cheekbones, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she has a kind of a pointy small chin, okay? So her
Mm-hmm.
face to me is for the characteristics of a heart shape. You have a wide forehead, right?
Yeah.
You have curvy cheeks, and then you have a small chin. So let's look at that when we translate it onto paper, okay?
Okay.
So we looked at her, and this is kind of like the directions to tell you where to go. So let's go with a wide forehead, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with curvy cheeks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says here a small chin. So everything's going to kind of go in to the small chin shape. Okay. So
Yep.
once I drew that shape, now watch how it translates. Okay. So you
Yep.
see how what it did was it take this is a literal, this is a portrait, but now the eyebrows, if you notice these cheekbones here, okay, because it said in this one she has curvy cheekbones, so we know wide. We're going to draw a wide shape here, curvy shape here, a small shape here, because her chin is small, right? And so now our brow shape, if you look at the curves of this cheek, our brow shape works off of that shape, almost forming
Uh-huh.
a centrifugal situation with the
Beautiful.
cheekbones. Okay,
I,
get
yes.
it? And so then you'll see the nose shape right here, also fitting right in the bottom of, like right below or right kind of like this with those cheekbones, right? And now
Yeah.
we can see that the mouth, if you look at it, forms, if I draw a dotted line, you'll see here that my mouth is also forming a rhythm with with those cheekbones. Okay, so and those are a little smaller, but
That's
you probably
wonderful.
wouldn't like that. But you understand
Yeah,
what I mean? I
I
did this a
do.
little bit extra here just to show you, but I wouldn't have done it that extreme in a real picture. But so when you sit down, what you're looking at when you look at this is you're saying, okay, what do I think about the cheekbones? All right, do I see curvy cheekbones? Because most of it can be told by the jawline. If you look
Yeah.
at someone's jawline in relation to their cheekbones, you can just about tell what kind of face they have. So this would be a curvy cheekbone, and then we see somebody with a small jawline. So no matter who, let's look at any other face, and let's look at her. Okay, now she has a small chin, right? She has the curvy cheekbones, even though the hair is covering up this cheekbone over here, it's curvy. So if I'm drawing her, even if I'm drawing her from a side view, I can start with the curvy cheekbones, right? I can
Yep.
go to the small jawline, right? I can, and then the only thing I'm doing here is thinking of a wide shape that is being covered up by hair.
Yes.
You understand? So look at the resemblance that you get to her in that cartoon form, and then look, the brows are working off of that cheekbone again,
Yes.
and then the lip shape goes here.
Yes.
You see?
And the bottom of the cheek is goes into the mouth.
Right. It's gonna see the natural flow.
Right into the mouth.
It flows right into
It's
the
so
mouth.
clear when you say it, but I didn't see it.
Right. It's
So
so it goes right in there.
I
It's just a
see it.
clear path.
Uh-huh.
All basically what this is a heart-shaped face. So if you look at let me show you the heart. Watch. Let's get a red marker so you can see it. Watch.
For heaven's sake.
Do you see it?
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah.
So really, you can just think of it as a heart with a square on top.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay. So that is the heart shape.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's another shape. I can't give you all of them in one day, but I'm gonna try to work through about 3 of them at least, and so that we can have faces and do examples, and then in the next one I'll show you the rest of them. All right, so I'm gonna go with the heart shape. I'm also gonna go with a square shaped face. Okay? So let me give you an example of who that would be. Let's look at
What was the first one? It was curvy. What was that?
it was just the cheekbones were curvy.
Okay, cheekbones. Okay.
Yeah. So remember, you have a wide forehead, curvy cheekbones, small chin shape. So wide, curvy, small.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to exaggerate, you can go wide, curvy, small.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So this is again, these are serve as directives so that when you look at the face and you're drawing live, you don't have to have them sit still because you already know what you want to draw.
It's beautiful.
Because you're thinking you're using kind of like, I think of it almost like scripture. They say you have to be led by the Spirit in situations. And so you're drawing you're making decisions based off of scripture, not based off of the situation that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Because it might not, what you're looking at often fools you. You know what I mean? Because the person's moving, you might not think you saw that. But that, yeah.
The world is full of a lot more than we know.
Right, exactly, right. They say that they say in the court of law that eyewitness testimony is the most unreliable testimony there is. Because in a panic situation, we see things that are not there.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
I'm gonna go to the next one, and this is gonna be our square shape. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, with the square shape, there are certain. These are the qualifications. Okay. You're going to have a wide forehead shape, but wide, but it's also going to be not tall. It's going to be wider than it is taller. You get it? Okay.
Yes.
You're going to often have very strong cheekbones, something that looks like this. Okay, very strong cheekbones. Mm-hmm. And then you're also going to have a very sharp chin shape like this. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if I had to think of someone with a square face, we can just go here to, let's see if we can find somebody here with a square face.
I like the way you drew the cheekbones inside the square. That makes it much more clear to me.
Right. Now, we'll go to what we'll do here. We'll go to Google and we will put in, let's see, Henry Cavill, textbook definition. Okay.
Yeah.
That is this. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're making a cartoon of him, let's draw the picture. I'm gonna draw the same template, right?
Yeah.
Watch. Okay. Only thing that's happening here is that there's hair on the shape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But watch. Superman.
It's like you carved him out of a block of stone. You cut off all the outside square you didn't need.
See?
Yeah.
So if you're drawing him as a cartoon, this is where you will want to go with that. Now let's look at the.
Will you send that to me?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I'm actually what I did, Sue. I'm going to do something new for you. I'm recording everything that we're doing. So I want to send this as a video to you so you could just watch it over again.
Wonderful. And again and
again. Yeah. All right. So now let's look at the natural, then let's look at how the features flow. Okay. So remember, these are the cheekbones, right? So what's happening here?
They flow up to the eyebrow.
Right, exactly. And then you have your nose shape coming here. Out. Right? And then you have your mouth shape. Right?
And the cheekbones flow into the mouth shape.
Right, exactly.
That's wonderful.
Okay. So this would be an example of that. And then obviously you just, put your eye shape or whatever. And we'll get into eye shapes because I have a formula for those as well, and how they work and all that good stuff. But this is where you will go with that picture. Okay. Yes. All right. So that one would be an example of a square shape. So how do we define this right off the top when we see it? Well, first thing we're doing is looking for that. We're looking for that sharp jawline. So once the cheekbones come in here, you'll see that the jawline is very angly. You'll see a lot of angles in their jawline if they have this kind of a face.
And the jawline is like a triangle on each side. You told me that once in a video.
Yes. Well, here, if you look at it, these are triangles.
Yeah, triangles.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of those in this face. But again, this is the square face, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you can think, this one doesn't, this one, if you think of it like this, you can also think of it like almost like the heart, but except a few minor differences. You can see here
Okay.
that it does like this, kind of like the Superman symbol.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at that. That's what
Yeah.
it's the Superman symbol with a
Right.
block on top.
Yeah.
Holy
Huh.
smokes! I need to write that down.
That's
Wait,
neat.
okay, I just saw that actually.
Um,
Superman has a Superman in his face.
now the eyes that you drew are like half a leaf, are they?
Yes, yes. What I did here, well, what I do with my with eyes, and for his particular eyes, what I'll do here is I'll use I color in my eye. This is the half tree leaf, right? It
Mm-hmm.
is. But what I do is I color in the eye differently based off of what color they are. So if I do this, let's say this will be a blue eye. So what I would do is I would draw a semicircle, and then I would draw another circle here, and then I'll draw a little pointy circle here. That's for my blue eyes. So you can see that his eyes look very clear, and you can see the
Oh, yes.
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So when you do that, that's how and remember, you can angle these or whatever you need. You're doing a
I
half
made a
circle.
big study this week on the angles of the eyes, the distance between the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and shape of the eyes. Everything that you told me, I listened to all of your
Right.
you
So all
and
this is a half tree leaf.
yeah.
And it's really, this is a little bit too whimsical, because the bigger you go with the eyes, the more whimsical they're going to look. So you don't, with a Superman figure, you would want this shape, but you wouldn't want it to be that big. You would want to control the size more like
Oh,
this,
true.
so that he has more of the Superman look.
Yeah.
You get what I
Yeah.
mean?
And if it was a dark-eyed person, would you make
Well,
the
what I
pupil
would do
bigger?
is I would change it. I would use the same concept, but I would add lighting right here. And then what I do is I'll color it all in.
Okay. Yes. Yes. That you made that clearer. I had some idea, but I didn't have it as clear as that. Great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, so we have conquered two head shapes. We have our heart shape, and then we have our square shape. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next one, which this is a really common shape as well, and this is called an oblong head shape. And why is it oblong? Because generally your head shape looks something like this. That means you'll see somebody have a very wide situation here, a
Okay.
wide forehead here, right? And then they have also wide cheekbones, but the cheekbones don't stand out. They don't, they're wide as in distance.
I did this drawing that you did.
Let me see,
See how long
oh,
that,
that's
that,
pretty cool.
that's an
Uh,
oblong one, right?
yeah, let me hold it down some and over towards your face a little bit more. Okay, yes. I remember
That,
that drawing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've been drawing with you
Well,
all week.
oblong would be, let me show you. Let me give you an idea of oblong. Let's look at
Oh, that was 3/4 view, though,
yeah, that was
wasn't
a
it?
3/4. So his face to me was more his face is going to be more of the diamond shape, and I'll show you in a minute why.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But oblong is somebody that let me, you know what? Let me see. I'm gonna give you an oblong shape right here. Let's go to my uh oh, I got one right here. I'm actually being commissioned to draw these police officers right now. So
Mm-hmm.
actually this guy's face stuck out to me. This is somebody that has an oblong face.
Okay. Oh,
He looks like
yes.
Uncle Fester.
Round.
Okay. Now, the reason
Oh,
it is because he has a wide forehead, right?
yeah.
He has a wide jawline. Okay. and then he has wide cheekbones. So what happens here is now simply, if you look at the it's like this, and then like this, right? And then like this, watch. And then like this, right? And then watch. You see?
Yeah.
All of this is how he looks.
I love the way the cheekbone goes right across the whole face. So from ear to ear, really, from cheekbone to cheekbone. I was thinking of just one. I didn't think of it as being a continual line that went right from one cheek to the other.
Right. Yes. It goes. Yeah. Just like that. And so the faces of the face is a rhythm. There's a rhythm to the face. There's a design. There's a master design to the face. And so once you get in, it's kind of like and so once you are in the rhythm of it, then your lines make sense, and and your drawing starts to make more sense. You know, if you're looking, I'm looking at these cheekbones, and again, now I'm looking at here. Okay, I know how to put emotion in my face. See how I gave him some emotion in the eyes? So I used the cheekbones, and then I said, okay, I'm jumping off the cheekbone. Let's pretend there's a little guy right here, and and he's gonna jump over here. Well, what kind of path do I want to send him on? Do I want to send him on this path, and then come to this path here, and then go back over here, so he's over here? You understand? So look at how I sent him. So now, and now he's looking at this guy over here that's about to jump over there. You see, now I got the wide cheeks. You see, I got the wide forehead.
Right. So it definitely just flows into
everything. Flows into everything. Even your cheek structure. Look at his cheeks, and look at now, when you understand that, look at the center, look at the cheek structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all starts to make sense.
It sure does.
Okay. Sure does. So you have to look for the rhythm of the face, and then you'll be able to and this is once you understand these rules, okay, because then you don't, it takes away you having to think so much about what you want to draw, because now you're drawing, no matter what, you can't get it wrong, because you know that this is the template for this face. I don't care if this guy sits down and I do this shape, and because I want to be funny. Watch this. I shortened everything, but watch.
Extreme exaggeration.
Extreme exaggeration. It doesn't matter. I still am going to get something that looks like this guy.
I get it. Yeah.
You get it? But you got to understand the rules of it. So this way your pictures don't look like portraits. They look like your creation. You understand?
Yeah. I saw a beautiful drawing you did yesterday, talking about this. That just like scripture, you have to follow rules of order.
Exactly.
To make life good.
For yourself.
Drawing good. Yeah.
To make your drawings better, you have to think about it. So that is really my whole my whole approach to art, is that I don't just draw to draw. I draw because it teaches me more about God. You know what I mean? And so, and the word of the day I share is always centered around my drawings. So what did I learn today when I was drawing? And so it helps to see the order in things, that God is just a God of order. So everything's in order. No line is put in the face like just because. There's a rhythm and a flow to it. You know, family structure. There's a reason why the family has to be this way. It doesn't matter what you feel or what you think. This is the way it has to be, because there's a reason why. And when you take things out of that order, then you tend to have confusion and depression, and all that kind of stuff, that comes
It
about.
made me think of this one quote that was, every difficulty uh, brings you a new possibility.
Yes.
And that God many times gives you dark days that you have to overcome so that you really can appreciate the sunshiny days.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly why he does it. Because if there was no death, why would you appreciate life?
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
often do that a lot. I visit at least once a month. I'll go visit the cemetery, and I just walk around at the cemetery. They have a nice one here. It's called the Seaside. It's actually where Selena was buried at. The singer Selena.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so I went there, and I would go, and the reason it is it's meditative for me because the scripture says that we should spend more time at funerals than at parties because funerals have a refining effect on the soul, and because you start to realize this is ultimately where this life ends. You know what I mean? And that it shows
Yeah.
you that you have purpose. That you came here to do something, and then you're going to leave this place, and then you're going to go to your next assignment. You know?
Well, I had to spend 8 days in the hospital and $59,000 worth of stuff. And just before
Wow.
I went, I was trying to draw daffodils in the woods and I couldn't even stand for 15 minutes. And I really felt like I was having a life review. I felt like everything was coming to me, all the mistakes, all the failures, everything. And I was so disappointed in what I'd been able to do in my life. And then I went to the hospital, and this young doctor, the second day I was there, found out what was wrong with me and fixed it. And now I'm given a second chance to, it's like he's given me the gift of time to complete the things that I had thought I wanted to finish.
Wow. Well, how inspiring is that? That's awesome.
And so you
Man.
are part of that because I prayed for direction. I was doing portraits, but how I came to you, I don't exactly know. But I know that it was like it's a progression from one project in your life to another. And I don't know quite why I'm doing the caricature, but I know that I'm supposed to. That it's part of what I'm learning. And here it is scripture and uh, relating the art to the Bible. And to me, my art has been my purpose, my life. There's so many things that it was the one thing I could do when nothing else was there. And it's been manna. And at one point I thought I was losing it. And I went to Rockport when my kids were little, and I came out of a gallery and I said, I really think I could have been an artist if I had only kept at it. And I was only probably 35, but and all my art had been thrown away. And but he gives you second chances, third chances. He gives you he puts you in the world for some purpose, and inside yourself you must know what the purpose is.
Hmm. Uh,
Maybe.
hmm. I was listening to what you just said about about the art. You wanted to be an artist, and had you kept going
Yeah.
at that time, and it just made me think about like my wife. She helped me a great deal in that regard because a lot of times I got distracted, and I started thinking about like money,
Mm-hmm.
and so that made me sometimes want to put my artwork aside or do something questionable with that really I didn't have in my heart to do with artwork, but to do it just because I was in a I felt like I was in a desperate situation. And then she
Mm-hmm.
kept telling me that this is what God blessed you with, keep the course. And then to hear you tell me that, about how, what God has done, like from your surgery and from your time in the hospital, and then up to now that, you saying you don't know why you met me or why, but then it makes me see that like what I'm doing, that me keeping the course and doing what I'm doing and not saying, I'm gonna chase money, or I'm gonna chase this, or I'm gonna chase that, and how this is actually impacting one person at least. And that, you know what I mean? And to hear that from you and then others that have shared their testimony with me about, things that they're going through in their life. And so this is very, like I said, very inspirational to hear.
Well, one of the very, very first proverbs I taught my boys when they were young, they were going, and they've never forgotten it. I loved this proverb. It was that listen to your teachers. Their words are worth more than any amount of jewels or gold, or riches.
Yes, I read that in Proverbs. Yes.
Yeah, and so it teaching what you give all of your students is so much more than money. Just is rust. It does. It just rusts, and but the things that you teach people, they live in minds, and they move people to change, and they make life worth living and bearable, and when sometimes life is unbearable, and sometimes people just quit on life and actually kill themselves, and what words might have saved them. The fact that somebody was generous and caring means everything, more important than money. And then whatever you give will, you cast your bread on the water, and it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. You think you're giving away so much, but when you're that generous, he's generous to you, and it'll come back to you and your family, and God bless you.
Man. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Geez, I'm starting to feel like I need to be taking classes with you.
But I've wanted to write a book, and the title of the book, you'll laugh, is She Wants to Be an Artist When She Grows Up. And women in the arts all the way through were second best, and I didn't have the money or to buy framing or matting or to have shows. I would have just enough time just to create, not to market it, not to do anything with it, whatever like that. But I thought, I'm going to write episodes of all my paintings and all the different things, and each painting I've been writing it down, and every painting I've ever done, there has been a lesson with it. Something I've learned from it. And so I'm finding out, I thought, well, I'm not a great artist. Why would I write this? Well, the thing is, like you say, it's more about life than it is about art. And art is life.
Exactly.
Art is life.
It is life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like that's what, God did in the beginning. Before he created anything, he started drawing things. He started putting things in order. And art just to me represents like, it represents intelligence. It's not, it's because there's a and it's almost unexplainable as far as what you can, how that thing that God gave us to be able to create things, where how he did it, and all, but it's just so disciplined. It's I have to study, and I have to sit back and think, and then I have to be very observant of things around me so that I can make connections between things. And so that's one, as we go forward with classes, that we're blessed to be able to do classes again. I want to definitely just that's going to be my biggest encouragement, is associations are what's going to really make your caricatures blossom, because then you take that stress off yourself of drawing what you are trying to draw versus what you think it looks like to you. And so then you start freeing up your mind a little bit more to say that looks like a hat, or that looks like a cat, or that looks like a claw, that looks like a can. You know, I showed you wine glasses, and all of these things were just so that I can get you to think about overall ideas and shapes. So in the next class, I'm going to take this and make it into a video for you, and then we're going to go over the other. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video tutorial. If you did, don't hesitate guys to go ahead and give us a like. Also guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the notifications button. This way, when we put up new material, you'll be the first to know. If you have any questions about our markers or pens or paper, and you'd like to know where I get some of the materials that I use here on my art stream, there's a link in the description below, so you can go ahead and check that out as well. And also guys, we'd like to welcome your questions and comments so that we can get some new ideas. You know, it's always good to have new, fresh ideas for our next and upcoming videos. Oh, and don't forget to check out these 2 super cool videos right here. So guys, thanks again for your love and support of our channel. You guys be safe out there. And as always, guys, I wish you happy cartooning.